Shocking truths of Palm Beach, Florida. Palm Beach, Florida is one of the most sought after, it's one of the most moved to areas in all of the United States, and there are some things about it that will truly shock you. There are some shocking things about Palm Beach, Florida. If you want to know exactly what they are before moving here, if that's the case, this video is for you. My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Realty. Welcome. If this is your first time to our channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button there over in the corner. While you're at it, ring that bell. What that'll do is that'll notify you each time we put out a new video. We put out a new video every single week. So if you're wondering what it's like to eat, sleep, and drink here in Florida, if that's the case, this is a channel for you. 16 years ago, my family and I relocated to this beautiful part of the world we call sunny South Florida, and we haven't looked back. Today, we truly find it an honor. In fact, my team truly finds it an honor to help people, perhaps like you, do exactly the same thing. So if you're thinking about moving to here in sunny South Florida, and you want some advice as to what's involved when it comes to relocating here, and you want some advice from people who have done it before, well, there's a few ways to get a hold of us. Down below is our email address. That's one great way. Also on the screen, you see our phone number. You can either call or text that number. Two of the best ways are in the description and in the comments section. There's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is that'll set up some time for us to speak, either through a phone call or through a Zoom, whatever way you feel most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating to here to sunny South Florida. We've helped so many people relocate to South Florida, and we absolutely love it. Palm Beach, Florida is a complicated place. There are some things that will shock you about what goes on here. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to use the map. I know a lot of you like the map. It gives us a good way to visualize what is where, and will help you figure out what's a good place to come and look at and consider when it comes to Palm Beach, Florida. As we look over the map, I'm going to tell you some stories of things that we've seen, places that we know, and stories that we've endured. Over the years, we have seen quite a lot in Palm Beach. And what I want to do now is take you to the map and show you and tell you some of those stories. As I go to the map, I'm going to show you the different areas, things that I've experienced, things that are highlights, things that are shocking, that are unusual about the areas. And Palm Beach is filled with them, so let's go check it out. So here on the map, we're going to look at where Palm Beach is. We are in the Miami metro area, and you are anywhere from about 40 to 80 miles north of Miami. Looking at here, the biggest city in South Florida, as you know, I'm sure, is Miami. It's Miami-Dade. They often call this the Tri-County area. Fort Lauderdale is the other county, which is in Broward County. And Palm Beach, we are right here. So let's zoom out. I want to go through some of the things that, some of the areas. It's such a unique area. There are some shocking things about Palm Beach, there's no doubt. West Palm Beach is the biggest city in West Palm Beach is the biggest city in Palm Beach. There's a ton to do there. If you are a city person and you want to live in like a walkable area, like let's say you live in Manhattan. We have a lot of people that call in to our channel from Manhattan, and they say, well, where am I not going to feel out of place? I don't really need a car, whatnot. There are a couple places in Palm Beach. West Palm Beach is one of them. It is the biggest city. It's about 115,000 people roughly live there here in 2023. What's nice about it, there's a lot to do in downtown West Palm Beach. If you live in these other areas, you will find yourself going to downtown West Palm Beach because of it. The Christmas season, there is a lot going on here. They have the Rosemary Square. It used to be called City Place. So people sometimes get confused because they keep renaming this place Don't know why they keep renaming this place. That's one of the shocking things. They keep renaming City Place. It went from City Place to Rosemary Square to now the Square. The people who have lived here a long time in Palm Beach do still call it City Place, but it is technically the Square if you go to the map. So here we go. Hey, this one has it a City Place. There you go. So this is one of the nicest places, and as you could see here, it's got the upper part of the wishing tree that is in the middle of the square, which is really, really nice. There is a lot to do there. So downtown is right next to it. When you hear we're going to Clematis, that's what that means. That means you're going to downtown West Palm Beach. These places are walkable. These are very close to each other. So one of the shocking things about getting to these areas between City Place and downtown is you can take a trolley. That trolley stopped during COVID, unfortunately, for about a year or so. Here in Florida, we actually got up from the pandemic and the COVID mess that we had in our country, in the world. We actually rebounded faster than most other places. Our rules were different. I think we were handled better. But some of the things, right or wrong, whether you agree with me or not, don't care. I'm just telling you the fact. We in Florida did start getting back to normal a little bit faster. We eased the regulations a little bit faster. And one of the things is like this trolley that goes from City Place and downtown. That was one of the shocking things you could do if you want to go between these really cool areas. Moving on. If you come here, this is Okeechobee Boulevard. This is the main road through West Palm Beach. It is here. It's labeled as Route 704. When you come here to Palm Beach Island, now I got to tell you, one of the other shocking things about this area, it's really a unique area. Palm Beach is 33480. It might as well make a movie out, just like 90210. We should make 33480 a movie or a series or something like that. It is the fourth, by some measures, it is the fourth richest zip code in the world, and the United States. I think it's the world. And anyways, this whole area here is filled with a lot of seasonal people. The area here the population on Palm Beach Island, we call this Palm Beach Island. When you say Palm Beach, lots of times people have to refer to it as the island because Palm Beach is the county, but Palm Beach Island is here, and people refer to Palm Beach like the Ritz of Palm Beach. It's here. It is filled with mansions and all kinds of stuff. You can literally spend $50 million on some of the places around here. It's one of the shocking things about Palm Beach is the mansions here are gigantic. The Breakers, another shocking thing. This hotel is a famous hotel. You get like the lifestyles and rich and famous, the celebrities and all that nonsense. They come here for the winter time, like right around January, February, when it's cold all across the country. They will come to the Breakers. So if you go to the Breakers in January and February, expect to pay a shocking amount of money, like over $1,000 a night, but you will run into the types of Oprah and all those famous A-rated celebrities, which I don't really rate them that high, but you know what I mean. A lot of the rich and famous, if you can afford, like the suite there for $10,000 a night, then the Breakers is what these people do. Now, the other thing about Palm Beach Island, I'm going to stick here for a minute. If you want to live here, there are condos here. This is a weird place. It is, you have, like, if you saw the picture, like in the thumbnail, you have that, you have the clock tower, it's called. It's right around here. So you come down, this is Royal Palm Way. Okeechobee turns into Royal Palm Way. You come down here, you have the famous Worth Avenue is here. See if I can go into that. There you go, the Worth Avenue clock tower. It is, it's where people take lots of pictures. If you're getting married in the area and you you live in the area, that's a very famous place to take pictures. The beach is beautiful. One of the nicest beaches in the entire world is here, Palm Beach. I like to do it. It is a little bit challenging to park. You have to, if you go in the season and go midday, you go 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you will not likely be able to get a place to park. They have metered parking all along here, along Ocean Boulevard and so forth. But it is one of the nicest beaches, and Worth Avenue is the Rodeo Drive. It is the Fifth Avenue of Palm Beach. It is very exclusive. So if you are like ultra rich, like a billionaire type status, lots of times these people buy these places and have this is all folklore. And I know most of you people watching this don't have this kind of money, but it's interesting. And I know when I came here and I moved here 16 years ago, I'd like to study it. But they would have these rich people would have these $50 million mansions, and they would send their servants to Worth Avenue to buy stuff like it at Ralph Lauren. All the really high-end retailers are here. If you want to rent a place to your business here, you can expect to pay a lot of money. This is such an unusual area that the board, we have like a Realty board here in Palm Beach. This island is separate from the rest of Palm Beach, which is sort of weird. So I'm going to get away from Palm Beach and look at some more shocking stuff on other parts of the county. That's just like, I'm just going to go over the place and just nitpick here and there. I want to get to Wellington, if I can find Wellington. There we go, Wellington. Wellington, Florida. Wellington, Florida is like one of the original Western communities. It was built like when they first started moving here, they all started on the east part of the island as because everyone wants to be next to the ocean. One of the first places they built west was in Wellington, so it's fairly well established for a Western community. It is why people around the country, around the world know about it. It is the winter equestrian capital of the world. So people who play the sport polo, as an example, they will do the circuits. They go to Argentina a certain time of the year. They go to Europe a certain time of year. They will come to here in Wellington, Florida, in the wintertime, meaning the polo season is January through April, mid-April, and that's where they have all these the polo fields out in here. They've got some exclusive clubs like the Wanderers Club. If you're a golfer, I'm not, but if you are a golfer and you want to belong to an exclusive golf club, that's where people go. The Wanderers Club out in Wellington. You might have seen recently. There's another shocking thing is on HGTV right now. The Balmers, their name is. They did Renovation Island out in the Bahamas. They now moved to Wellington. They are building a place here that's on TV. You can check it out on HGTV. The Wellington, this is where they're doing it in the Wellington Aero Club. Why do they call it the Wellington Aero Club? Well, because you can actually have a helipad or a small runway in your backyard. So you can own planes in your backyard. And that's why people do it. Now, how did one of the things that happened with Wellington is when they were way back when Palm Beach was not really that established, they would way out here, like in the Boynton Beach area. This is like a shocking truth that not many people know about this. They would grow marijuana around here. And what they would do is they would go to the Wellington airports around here, and they would fly it out, and that's how they would smuggle marijuana in the area. In fact, I'll go a step further. If you go to Boynton Beach, another one of the shocking truths here, if you go to Boynton Beach here, let me find Boynton. If you go to Boynton Beach back when the fields, it's not like that anymore. Trust me. They are peacocks there. You know, the things with the big feathers on the thing. I'm sure you've seen them. The reason why they have peacocks that live there, they are not natural to Palm Beach. They were what they call drug smuggler guard dogs. They are very territorial. So if anyone came near them, they would squawk and they would alert everybody. So to this day, once they made this big bust years ago, and they got everyone out of there, they said, "What do we do with these peacocks?" They left them there. So there are areas in Boynton Beach that are very prevalent with peacocks because they were once the guard dogs for the drug smugglers. One of the shocking truths of Palm Beach. All right, moving on. I'm going to take this a little bit step different. I'm going to talk about where do you want to live? You know, one of the things I tell people, one of the shocking things about if you live up north, you probably don't have as many of these. We have membership communities here in Palm Beach. Most of the clients we work with avoid them. It has a tendency to put a damper on your property values, and that's one of the reasons why people avoid them. Here's one of them right in the smack in the middle. This is borderline Lake Worth, Boynton Beach, but you spend a lot of money to get in. Number one, initiation fee. You spend a lot of money for social fees, and that's one of the things. So Aberdeen is one of them. In Wellington, going back to Wellington, there's one up here called Wycliffe. That's in here. I'm not going to find it. There we go. Wycliffe Golf Club. So they're mainly made around golf clubs and golf communities, and made for years ago when they were hot in the 80s. If you were moving here and retiring, that would be one of the things. You want to play golf 7 days a week. That would be one of the things you do. Florida has become much more family. And so people have gotten away from that. And you have a smaller audience when it comes to membership communities, and you're buying a place here in Florida. Reach out to our team if you want to learn more about this. But if you're buying a place in Florida, generally speaking, you avoid these places because they put a damper because you have a smaller audience that wants to buy into that kind of a community. One of the other shocking things, as I'm here on the map, here is the Palm Beach skate zone. So if you thought that there's nowhere to go ice skating here in South Florida, you would be wrong. You can go right here to the Palm Beach skate zone. It is an awesome place. There's a place up in West Palm too. I'll see if I can get to it later. They have very organized hockey teams there. I took skating. I used to play hockey. I used to do a lot of ice skating up north in the wintertime. And I took lessons as a refresher. And I got really good at it, actually, when I went there. The lessons, the teachers there, the instructors are fantastic. So if you want to, learn how to ice skate, even, and we have my children learned how to ice skate there. If you want to learn how to ice skate, that is a great place. One of the shocking truths when it comes to living in Palm Beach. Okay, moving on. Let's go back to Wellington. I forgot, and I'm going to get off Wellington in a minute, but I want to show a couple of things that are pretty shocking. They have in here a 911 memorial. It's in this area right here. It's made in remembrance of the people. It's called the Patriot Memorial. It's made in remembrance of the people who perished on September 11th. I think it's a great place to take your children, to learn it. My kids were not alive around that time. It's in here somewhere. They were not alive around that time, but it's a great place. And I'll put some B-roll on here so you can see it. They did a big event for the 20-year anniversary, and it's in tribute. There's a piece of the World Trade Center there, and they have the names of everyone that perished on that day, September 11, 2001. It is a pretty somber place. And in the area, continuing in the area, this is under immense construction here, the Wellington Amphitheater. There's a big pool in here. There's a fight as to what's going on right now. There is a fight as to what's going to happen there. There's currently a big pool there, one of the biggest pools you'll ever see. And they're talking about, here we go, aquatics complex. They're talking about tearing it down after spending a lot of money on it recently. So, all that kind of stuff can be contentious. So if you want to move in Wellington, we know Wellington really well. There's one thing I wanted to tell. So reach out to our team. I'm going to finish that point. Reach out to our team. We know the communities really well. Go to our Wellington video. There's Versailles out there, Oakmont, Olympia, 1,700 homes. There's a ton out there. If you're interested in Wellington, look at our best video, living. I forget how I titled it. There's the pros and cons of Wellington, which is a really good video. And another one is the one I did. It's called the thumbnail says Wellington Explained. One of the best malls in Palm Beach is here, of course, as well. This is the Wellington Green Mall. Whole Foods is here. Everyone seems to love Whole Foods. All right, let's not make this a Wellington video. I need to talk about where people are moving. Our biggest, the phone calls we get most often are on new construction. The phone calls we get most often are on master plan communities, and a couple in particular. This is number one, actually, Westlake. Let's go to Westlake. We get more calls on Westlake than anywhere. You can see there's not a lot there. They are building this thing in. It really is going to be crazy. Crestwind is one of the best, in my opinion, 55 and older communities. If you're considering a 55 and older community, that's one I would consider. It is in Westlake. Minto is the builder who bought this area out way back when in 2016. And they went through a lot of red tape to get the town, because this used to be all called Loxahatchee. And they went and they incorporated. It is now Florida's newest city, Westlake, Florida. This area is 4,500 homes, will be 4,500 homes. They are less than halfway done with it right now. The Minto people are working on a community currently called the Orchards. They have an exclusive area called the Estates, which are higher end homes, bigger pieces of land. If you're going to buy in Westlake and have the budget, I would look at the Estates. There's only a few houses left. Reach out to our team if you want to learn more about that. Continuing on with some of the other master plan communities while I'm on that trip. Arden, I love Arden. Arden is about 2,500 homes. It has one of the nicest clubhouses you will ever see. It is like a resort. If you want resort style living, this place will shock you. Trust me. It's got one of the nicest pools I know of. They have a working farm. If you live in Arden, you will have a part of your HOA, which is very lean because there's so many people there. It's very manageable from a cost perspective. You will get your fruit. You go to the farm every month, once every 4 weeks, and you pick up your fruits and vegetables depending on what's in season. There's a pros and cons video I did on Arden. I would highly recommend looking at that. Last but not least, I want to finish up with the master plan communities, the shocking master plan communities here. Palm Beach Gardens is one of the nicest areas, period. One of the nicest areas in Palm Beach. If you go along PGA Boulevard is one of the main roads through here. That's here. If you go here in North Lake, it will take you to the master plan community of Avenir. It's right here. It is so new that it's not even labeled. Sand Hill Golf is one of the nicest. I'm not a golfer. Let me make that clear. But I know a lot of people who play golf. And the people who do, they say that this is one of the nicest public courses. They built this area based upon golf, although you do not need to be a member of it. Ibis is a membership community across the street. Don't know how they're selling homes in there, because I would rather be in Avenir myself personally. If you guys want to beat me up at Ibis, I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. I hear it living in Palm Beach. I tell it like it is. Hopefully you guys out there appreciate who are moving down here. We can give you tips, all these shocking tips. We can help you. You give us 2 or 3 things that are important to you moving down here, and we'll figure out a place for you. But anyways, that's one of the benefits to working with people who know this area. They're building this out here in Avenir. It's called Panther National. It's a Jack Nicklaus signature course. It is going to be terrific. They are building homes around here. They are building like significantly large homes, like 4,000 to 7,000 square feet. And there's still a little bit hush on it. It is they're going to be like, I'm told they're going to be somewhere in the area of like $5 million. So it's a lot, but they're going to be right off the Panther National Course, which is going to be a course. They're still figuring out their way on how they're going to do some of this stuff. So some of the details are still not known. And the people we work with, the builders, keep things hush hush when it comes to what's coming out. So only the people at the very top of these builders know. And some of them don't even know because they have to work with the towns on it. I have some really good contacts. Some of the stuff does get leaked to me and immediately me. And I do figure out some of the stuff. I have people that listen in on their meetings and the Palm Beach Gardens meetings, as an example, and know what's going on. Got to touch on this. In Avenir, there are a few builders. In Westlake, it's dominated by one. Here in Avenir, there's a few. These people, I did a video just on Avondale recently. There's a Devasta builder. It is just getting started. The models are not even done yet. The models are just basically getting done now. And so it's hard to sell. I don't know how it's really difficult to sell when you don't have anything to show, but they're just about finished with that. It's the northern part of Avenir. Avenir is 5,000 acres, and 2,500 of which is built for homes. So let's move on. Those are the master plan communities. Now, as you probably have seen, if you follow my channel, you'll see that I don't do a lot of videos down here. On the I do Delray. Delray's beautiful. I don't do a lot on Boca Raton. I did, in fact, the only video I did on Boca Raton said, "Don't move to Boca Raton." Um, when we first moved here, when we looked all around, we knew we wanted Palm Beach. We looked at Boca. We thought we were going to move to Boca. We looked at a place called the Oaks, which is right around here somewhere. There you go, the Oaks at Boca Raton. That's a great community. I love it. But what we found, if you want to move here to Boca, it is expensive. It's more money. Your price per square foot, which is one of the parameters that we use here at Palm Beach. There's so many things you need to know when it comes to moving to this area. Reach out to our team. I'd love to share it with you. But that's the price per square foot is a lot higher in this area. Also, to go from here, this is Western Boca Raton, and to go all the way here to Eastern Boca Raton, the beaches down here on Palmetto, it will take you longer, more time that is, to go from here to here than it will from here to there, because it is that crowded. The traffic there is nuts. If you've seen some of my videos in general, and in the past I've talked about this, in general, the traffic here in South Florida is really, really bad. It is, they have people here who are seasonal, and you have snowbirds, and you have retirees. And so there's lots of reasons why it's the case, but the traffic here is bad. The people that don't know where they're going are all over the place. So auto insurance is hard because of it. So anyway, I don't, like, again, I don't talk a lot about this place for that reason. Some people, I have placed homes there. I know people who love Boca. Every time I say something negative about Boca, the people come ram it down my throat how great it is. And great, sorry, just telling you how it is. This is just my opinion too. It might be perfect for you. It really has got a lot of things. Everyone knows Boca Raton. It is a glamorous address. All things being equal, I would rather be here, and this is my next shocking place, is Delray Beach. Delray Beach, one of the shocking things about Delray Beach is it is one of the only towns that has a downtown right on the beach in all of Florida, and one of the only places in the entire country where your downtown Delray is right on the beach. It is a beautiful beach. I love to go here, even though it's a little bit of a ride for me. I love to go here for the sunrises. They have beautiful sunrises. You will see a lot of people. If you come here in the morning, you will see a lot of people hanging out here for the sunrise. There's a group of people that they gather their chairs around the beach there and just talk it over, a little bit of talk it over time while they watch the sunrise. It is a cool thing to do. Anyways, moving on, Ocean Boulevard is the main road through there. If you get early, if you come before 8 o'clock, you can park your car free, and it's really easy. There's not a lot of parking. You can park it free and just walk and watch the sunrise. It is something I highly recommend. The other thing is there's lots of clubs here. If you're into fitness, this is the best place because we do stuff all year round. And one of the reasons I mention it is if you like on here, like especially like on a Saturday morning, you will see people riding their bikes all up and down. There will be like 50 bikes in a row. That'll be just go right down. They go right up Delray Beach into Brittany Breezes, which is another shocking thing. I'll tell you about that in a second, and into Boynton Beach. Brittany Breezes is really funny place. It's a trailer home park, believe it or not. One of the shocking things about this place is these people have refused to sell out. Were offered tons of money to sell their home. These people have lived there a bajillion years. They don't want to move. They've been offered millions of dollars. They don't want to move. They love the fact that they live in this little community that you can see here, these things, the homes they're small homes. And they love the fact that they can wake up in the morning and see this beautiful sunrise, and they're not selling out. I give them a lot of credit. All right, moving on. Let's go to some more shocking things that I will find here. I've got to do another video like this. There's just too much stuff here that is shocking. Boynton Beach. So if you haven't seen my video on the pros and cons of Boynton Beach, I highly recommend it. Now, again, I'm going to be honest about this. Their beach is not the best beach. It's nice. It's just not the best. You will go there and you'll see people taking pictures and photography there. No doubt about it. like a lot of other places here in Palm Beach, but they have an inlet here. But it's just not the most glamorous. I prefer, all things being equal, I prefer to go to Delray Beach, or I prefer to go to Palm Beach, or in the northern beaches. Well, I'll get there in a minute, which is Juno Beach and Jupiter Beach. I got to go to Jupiter. Jupiter is definitely one of the most shocking places here in Palm Beach. But in Boynton, there's a lot of good shopping in here. The Boynton Beach Mall is not one of them. It is just it's not the nicest mall in the area. The nicest malls are the Boca Town Center Mall, the Wellington Green Mall, and the Gardens Mall, which by some measures people consider it the nicest mall in all of Florida. All right. But in here, there's a lot of like, how do you say, like strip malls. There's a ton of that in here. So I have people that love to be near here or close to here. I don't have a lot of people that move here in the downtown area. It's a little bit, you just you look at your crime statistics. Let me just leave it like that. I don't want to get in trouble here. Look at your crime statistics. It is a little bit, more people, and it's older meaning like it's been around, more established. More and more people are moving out here to western part of Boynton Beach and Lake Worth. Lake Worth, Boynton Beach, they sort of go hand in hand. There are some good schools here. I mentioned this in many of my videos before. Park Vista, people will tell me, I wanna live in that area. I want to be in Park Vista, and that's what we'll do. We have a way of getting you looking at homes that are districted for Park Vista. So reach out to our team if you want to learn more about that. If you want to learn about the schools and what's involved in that, definitely reach out to our team. Wellington has got a good reputation for schools. We have some great magnet schools. Dreyfus, the School of Arts, is a hard school to get into. So there's lots of different things. Suncoast up in Riviera Beach, another school that people one of the best public schools in the country. So let me move a little bit north here. Lake Worth, if you haven't seen my Lake Worth videos, you've got to see them. There's a lot there. The pier here is gorgeous. One of the best piers in Palm Beach is the two best ones I feel are Lake Worth and Juno Beach. So those piers will shock you. You get up in the morning and go walk straight out onto the pier. You have to pay money to do it. And you will feel like you stand on the end of the pier. You will feel like you are in the middle of the ocean. And if you live here, these are things that you can do every day. Here in January, the high in Palm Beach will shock you. A typical high in Palm Beach, average high is 75 degrees. We wake up, it's 55 degrees. It's crazy. So that's one of the things, one of the shocking things, why people are moving here. And I'm going to go to Northern Palm Beach now. All right, Northern Palm Beach. Palm Beach Gardens is just like, it's the biggest city in Northern Palm Beach. It is a great place. It's newer. All the stuff up here is newer than in the southern part of the county. In the southern part of the county, I should have mentioned a couple of places. Valencia Grand is, if you're into 55 and older communities, that is a grand one. That is like one of the best 55. It's a little bit more money than Crestwind and Regency and Avenir, which I did not mention before. But it is a little bit more money, but it is really something special. Reach out to our team if you want to hear more about the 55 and older communities here in our area. I need to do a video on the 55 and older communities of our area. Up here, you have Roger Dean Stadium. This is where the Florida Marlins, which are the only team that travels north for spring training, and the St. Louis Cardinals train here for spring training. It is it's in this area called Abacoa, which is another area I have on my docket to do a video on. This whole area is called Abacoa, and there's just Abacoa Golf Club. There's just a lot to do. It's very walkable. It is there's a lot there. It's part of the Palm Beach Gardens area. Palm Beach Gardens has a lot of hit and miss in Palm Beach Gardens. There are some like areas, and there are some really nice areas like here. Leftovers is one of the best restaurants in the area. They've got some unique restaurants. One of the things I like about up here, they have some unique restaurants up here. But I don't want to make this video a bajillion minutes long, so I'm going to come back to this area at some point, the more shocking things. Before I do, the PGA Boulevard is where all what happens at the main part of Palm Beach Gardens. There is a ton to do there. There's Midtown. There's the Gardens Mall is right about here. There's just a ton to do here. Western 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 Gardens has got, you got Mirasol's up here. That's a membership community. There are some areas here that are not quite membership areas, but are nice. PGA, this is got, they have got one of the nicest. It's got, you've heard the PGA National, perhaps. The Honda Classic is right in here. That's where they do this. All right, so let's go to Jupiter. Let's finish this up in one of the nicest areas in Palm Beach. This area will shock you. What do they call it? That it's one of the, they did a survey. Coastal Living did a survey of the 15 happiest coastal towns in the United States, and one of them was Jupiter, Florida. It is, if you are a boater, it is paradise. You've got the Loxahatchee River. These places here, if you have a shocking amount of money, you can buy a place on the water here and go right in through the Jupiter Inlet, right into the ocean. You've got to see my Jupiter videos. Oh, it's gorgeous. There's a pros and cons of Jupiter video I've done. Awesome places to know in Jupiter Beach and Jupiter Beaches. There's just a ton there. There's the lighthouse here. The lighthouse is like the symbol of Jupiter for certain, perhaps the symbol of Palm Beach. There are some great restaurants in here. Restaurants that are owned by these celebrities. Guanabana's is one of the more popular ones. But in here, you've got some restaurants owned by Tiger Woods, lives in this area. Joe Namath, they have a restaurant. He has a restaurant here, right in what I call Restaurant Row, Lucky Shucks. There's just a ton of restaurants, and from a picturesque standpoint, it is one of the most beautiful places in the world. The beach here is one of the nicest beaches in Palm Beach, hands down. The pier is very short. The fishing is outstanding. But if I go, it takes me 45 minutes on a bad traffic day to get there, and I go because I love it. I will get there. It won't take as long in the morning, and I will go there to watch the sunrises because it is one of the most beautiful places for a sunrise. So there you go. This is Palm Beach. Palm Beach has got a lot there. I mean, I literally just touched the surface. There is such a big difference. This is why you need to reach out to people like ourselves. It's a big difference between living in the famous Royal Palm Beach, which doesn't nowhere near a beach, or Wellington. Like I said earlier, you give us 2 or 3 things that you think make sense for you. What's important to you? Lakeview, this kind of neighborhood will help you out. Here's Tequest, which I didn't even get a chance to talk about. There's just so much here. So reach out to our team. We can help you figure out what might or might not make sense for you if you're thinking about moving to our area here in one of the most beautiful places in the world, Palm Beach, Florida. But there's a big difference between Northern Palm Beach. There's a big difference between Southern Palm Beach. And that's one of the basic things we do. We'd love to get on, I say in the beginning about getting on a Zoom or a phone call. That's one of the best ways to get a hold of us. We can direct you and set you up on searches that you could figure out. We can direct you as to what you want to, focus your attention on. But one of the best things when it comes to moving to Palm Beach, some people weren't doing it in 2020 because of COVID, but is to come down. Come down, have a visit, look around. We have a lot of people that have remote jobs. That's our biggest segment of people that we have. That jobs have went remote or have been transferred here because there are jobs moving here. If you want to live in a place where there is growth, job growth, Palm Beach is one of those places. Reach out to our team. We would love to help you because we have your back when it comes to relocating to here to sunny South Florida.